I did a video a while ago to tell you guys why you probably ought to be moving back to a wired camera if you take your security seriously. But there was one thing missing from that video. Making freaky noises. Ah! Oh my god, I love it so much! Spinny exorcist heads! Thanks to EZVIZ for sponsoring today's video and sending me their C8C spinny head exorcist camera. This thing is just £90, has a spinny exorcist head, flashing lights, AI human detection, RTSP support, color night vision, scheduling, cloud and SD card storage options, and smart home support for both Google Home and She That Should Not Be Named. At just £90, this is actually the cheapest PTZ camera that I can find with this feature set from a reputable manufacturer. And I've tried almost every wireless smart home camera on the market for comparison, and they all have one thing in common. Paul burglars! They're sleepy little buggers. And they have to be because if they don't hibernate, the battery would run out in the space of a day. They hibernate to conserve their energy, and coming out of this sleep state takes some time. With Amazon now charging a subscription fee for Blink, not enough yet. And all the times I've woken up in the middle of the night to stare directly into a cat's anus. So many cat's anuses. Get to the point. And that has left me looking for a solution that has better AI human detection and more versatile storage solutions with things like SD cards and RTSP on-VIF support. So here is a side-by-side comparison between the three most popular battery-operated cameras and this mains-powered EZVIZ solution to explain why I'm actually thinking about getting my drill out. Why my brother might be getting his drill out. I'm not very good at DIY. First up then is the time that it takes to wake the cameras up to actually give you a video feed. And I've shown you this footage before on this channel, but it's worth showing it you again. When you think there is somebody in your back garden in the middle of the night, you don't want to be waiting for a camera feed. You need that to be absolutely instantaneous so that you don't go crazy. And I can get from one side of my garden to the other and down the side passage in the time it takes to load up the Blink app and wait for the camera feed. Staring right at you. The other cameras do a marginally better job of waking up in a timely fashion, but they can't possibly compete with a wired solution. And more to the point of this video, if the burglar actually manages to get up my back passage... What's wrong with saying the burglar got up my back passage? If the burglar manages to get up my back passage, I will be able to rotate the camera using its spinny exorcist head to look him right in the face. And if that doesn't scare him off, nothing will.
Exit the premises immediately. You have 5 seconds to comply.
It doesn't do that. I wish it did. But the other problem with this is that notifications are even further delayed. Not only does it take a long time to load up a feed, but it actually takes a long time to tell you that something has been seen. Eufy is the quickest of the battery-powered cameras to respond, but it's still a full 7 seconds behind the wired solution from EZVIZ. And the Blink camera takes a full 19 seconds longer than the EZVIZ camera. 19 seconds! The Blink solution used to be a great purchase because of the free cloud storage, and to this day my battery has never run out. But I need my cat butts faster! So many cat's anuses. I am personally looking to drop as many monthly subscription fees from my life as I possibly can. With wired-based solutions, you normally get an Ethernet-type connection so that you can use on-VIF and RTSP to store your files locally on something like a NAS drive or your PC. You also often get SD card options as well as cloud-based solutions. The C8C from EZVIZ that I've featured today has all three options. It's got RTSP if you want to store stuff locally on your own hard drives, it's got cloud-based solution if you want to store everything on the cloud, and it's also got an SD card. I personally will be opening up its butt flap and sticking an SD card in its bottom. What? The camera just really likes SD cards. What's wrong with that? All the other cameras on this list are reliant on either the cloud or an SD card solution. None of them do ONVIF/RTSP, except for the wired-based solution, which does all three. Technically, the Eufy cameras can do RTSP, but 24/7 recording to a NAS is going to chew through the battery like butter. You're better off with an SD card. As much joy as it brings me each morning to see the numerous cat's arses that have pervaded my garden, I often wonder what life would be like if I had a camera that only told me about humans. And whilst many of the cameras I've tried over the years claim to actually do proper AI human recognition, most of them don't seem to know the difference between a cat's arse and a human's face. To be fair to it, there are a few neighbouring towns around here that do have people in them that look like they have a cat's arse for a face. But that's not the point. The C8C is the first camera that I've not been able to immediately fool with a sock.
Hello, children.
Ah, straight away. Very good. Time will tell, but I am yet to receive a false positive no matter what I've thrown at it. And then I walk in. Straight away. Ah, bonza. I talked in my last video about spotlights on cameras and how the battery-powered equivalents tend to reduce the amount of light output to conserve battery. The wired equivalents tend to try to punish your burglars by robbing them of their sight. The last EZVIZ camera that I featured was the clear winner in this category, in my opinion. The latest EZVIZ camera takes a slightly different tact. It doesn't try to illuminate the burglar as much as it tries to upset him with disco. They describe the spotlight feature as a strobe, so if the AI detects that the burglar doesn't like to party, then it creates a discotheque in your back garden to make him leave. And it might sound like I'm mocking this feature, but I actually think it's a really good idea. If there is just solid light, your burglar won't necessarily realise he's being filmed because he might just think that's a floodlight. If the thing is flashing at him, it's more likely to cause a bit of panic, and he's going to look at it and realise he's being filmed by something that is connected to your Wi-Fi. I would like to see the option to use this light as a floodlight, but unfortunately the EZVIZ app only has the options for disco mode or no disco mode. I have contacted EZVIZ to recommend that they release a firmware update to make this option a possibility, and if that changes, I shall let you know in the description for this video. 4K is too much to ask for at this price point, and 1080p at around 25 feet starts to cause a little bit of a problem when trying to recognize a burglar's face. All four of the cameras in my test suffer at around the 25 feet mark, but if there is enough pixel data in the images, I should be able to use my computer to enhance that image and give us a better idea. Computer, enhance the Reolink image. Nope, that's Mr. Potato Head. Never mind, let's see how EZVIZ gets on. Nope, that's Crichton from Red Dwarf. Clearly not enough pixels there. Computer, enhance the Eufy camera. Nope, that's in fact prehistoric Homo erectus. And finally, the Blink camera. No, I'm reliably informed that's Johnny Sins, the adult film actor, who I look nothing like. I'm not Johnny Sins. All joking aside, at 25 feet, all of these cameras are a bit Picasso, but the EZVIZ is definitely the best at close range and handles backlight better than any of the other cameras. Where my face is shaded for the 3 battery cameras, the EZVIZ has adjusted to the light level to produce a much clearer image. The EZVIZ wired solution also performed better at nighttime. It has 3 different nighttime modes. It's got standard infrared, it's got color, and it's got AI-based smart night vision, which switches to color when it spots an arsehole.
So many cat's anuses.
Not a cat's arsehole, an actual arsehole who shouldn't be in your garden. So what's wrong with this thing? Well, you have to wire it in for one. Wired cameras are always going to be more difficult to install than their battery-based equivalents, but the benefits far outweigh the effort involved to get to that stage. As for this camera specifically, I think there are a few improvements that they could make to make this camera absolutely perfect. Although the EZVIZ is the fastest camera to load up as a feed on my Echo Show or on my Google Home based speaker, unfortunately that's kind of where the smart home aspect of it ends. If you want to arm or disarm these cameras, you can only do that in the app. There is no geofencing, and there is no ability to do it using your smart home assistant. Aside from that, cloud storage is on the expensive side at $4.99 a month, and there is no two-way talk feature. You can hear the burglar, that's got a microphone in it, but you can't talk back to the burglar. There's no speaker.
Exit the premises immediately. You have 5 seconds to comply.
Finally, there is no solar panel option, and I think this would really take it to the next level. EZVIZ do a solar panel for some of their cameras, but sadly not for this one. If you can get power to this thing, then it's also got Wi-Fi built in, which means you don't actually need an Ethernet cable if you'd rather not use one. This is a feature-packed, very stylish, very attractive camera, and is under £100. If you're interested in buying this camera, there are links as usual in the description. In the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. That'll tell YouTube's algorithms it was a good video and more people should see it. If you want to see some more of this guy, hit that subscribe button and ding that bell. If you ding the bell, it lets YouTube know that you want to be notified when I upload videos. These incredible people here are my patrons from Patreon, and without them, there would be no channel. I would have given up on this an awfully long time ago. If you want to be one of these incredible people, you can do that at either Patreon or buy me a one-off beer at PayPal, and either way, I'll love you forever. These are my Facebooks and my Twitters and my Instagrams. Come and hang out there and we can be best friends. See you next time. I did a video a while ago to tell you why you probably ought to me. What? What's wrong with saying the burglar got up my back passage? And then the wired equivalents tend to try to punish your burglars. I personally will be opening up his butt flap and sticking the SD card in his bottom. Just what? Can't say bottom on YouTube.